Hey everybody, JCB here with the Awesomist, and you're watching the Awesomist Travel Vlog. This video is part 4 of my anniversary travel vlog series. If you haven't seen parts 1 through 3, in which we visited Six Flags Discovery Kingdom, the Jelly Belly Factory, and Bravo Farms, you can click right here to watch those videos. Hey, it actually went where I told it to. Son of a bitch! Anyway, let's jump right into part 4 and the most magical place on Earth. Benihana. I'm just messing with you, we're going to Disneyland. But first, Benihana. Since we arrived in Anaheim on Monday evening and weren't going to the park until Tuesday, we checked into our hotel and then decided to have a nice fun dinner at Benihana. After dinner, we went back to the hotel, which, although not very glamorous, was within walking distance of Disneyland, right on the corner of Ball and Harbor. And since we were still celebrating our anniversary, we treated ourselves to a leftover bottle of champagne from our wedding.
Bottle of champagne has not one, but 2 warnings about hitting yourself in the face with the cork. I wonder if anybody's ever done that.
The next morning, we walked over to Disneyland.
So we are still on our honeymoon vacation, and today we are at the one and the only Disneyland. And the park hasn't opened just yet. There's a bunch of people waiting in line to get in. Still an hour before the park opens. So we're actually going to the Disneyland Hotel, where we are not staying, but where we will be getting breakfast.
Goofy's Kitchen is basically a big breakfast buffet where the characters come out and interact with you while you eat. It was pretty fun and we definitely got our money's worth. Now I should mention that we actually got these tickets to Disneyland as a wedding gift from our boss way back almost a year ago. Although we did go to Disneyland this last December with our friend Jaylene, and that was actually the first time I had been to Disneyland since I was a little kid. And I'm not exaggerating, Splash Mountain was brand new the last time I went to Disneyland. So on that December trip, I went on a lot of rides, including the Star Wars conversion of Space Mountain, the updated Star Tours ride, as well as taking in a showing of the Path to the Jedi movie they put together. I also went on Indiana Jones, Pirates of the Caribbean, Haunted Mansion, Big Thunder Mountain, just about all the must-ride rides at Disneyland, with the exception of Splash Mountain and Jungle Cruise, which we didn't have time for. By the way, I definitely recommend riding the Autopia Racers during the Disneyland firework display at night because that was amazing. For this trip though, we wanted something a little more relaxed and a little more laid-back experience. So basically we focused on the few rides we didn't go on in December, as well as some kiddie rides we didn't really think about going on. We started our day on the Snow White ride, and of course had to touch the brass apple while we were standing in line. Next up was Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, a ride I only vaguely remember going on as a kid. We also rode Pinocchio and Alice in Wonderland, and back in December I took my wife on Peter Pan for the first time in her life. Then we rode Storybook Land.
Hey babe.
Yes.
Welcome to Disneyland. You get it?
And Casey Jr.'s Railroad. And then we were off to Toontown, which when I first heard was being built, I was really excited for, but still hadn't ever actually seen or experienced. And as a big Rescue Rangers fan growing up, I of course wanted to go on Gadget's Go Coaster, which was a lot of fun. And then of course it was off to Chippendale's Treehouse.
That's how we roll.
As you know, this was the second Treehouse attraction so far on this trip, and it was about as exciting as the last one.
This is the second Treehouse we've been in the last couple days.
Next we rode the Taxi Roger Rabbit ride, which was okay. We then went on Matterhorn, which is a lot of fun and is really great since they updated the way the monster looks. It's really cool. And then we finally hit Splash Mountain. Like I said, this was the newest ride at the park when I went as a kid. I didn't really go to a lot of theme parks growing up, especially not Disneyland, as the price of admission has always been crazy insane. So I don't have any of the nostalgic feelings for the park other people my age seem to possess. That said, Disneyland is definitely geared toward one kind of person. I'm a thrill seeker. I love roller coasters, and I love the adrenaline rush that comes from strapping into a roller coaster that could potentially kill you, which is probably why I love Magic Mountain so much. In fact, Magic Mountain was built for people like me as an alternative to the sort of baby rides they have over at Disneyland. So whenever I hear people say that Magic Mountain needs more flat rides, I can't help but wonder why they don't just go to Disneyland. That's all they have. There's not a single ride at Disneyland that goes upside down. There's no loops or inversions or anything like that, and that's my favorite part of a ride. So all the storytelling aspects that other people seem to enjoy just feels like filler to me. I want the drop, and I'm used to that being the start of the ride, not the end. And don't get me wrong, I had a great time at Disneyland. The atmosphere they create is second to none, and if I was a little kid, I'd be enthralled. But the biggest problem with the park is all the little kids. It'd be a great place to go if it weren't for all the kids running around. It'd be the happiest place on earth. Though I guess I'm not so concerned with the little kids as I am about the parents who decide to use their little baby stroller as sort of a bulldozer to get through the crowds. They're just like, coming through. Excuse me, sir, can you stop falling on top of my baby, please? Jesus, this park's full of perverts that like to fall on top of my baby. Before leaving, we decided to check out Tarzan's treehouse.
This is Tarzan's treehouse. It was once the Swiss Family Robinson treehouse when I was a kid. This is also the third treehouse attraction we've been on in our vacation.
Treehouse attractions are all just about the same, but at least I didn't have to watch my head in this one. And after Tarzan's treehouse, we went on the Jungle Cruise because there wasn't really anything left for us to do on our list. So having rode everything we wanted to ride, we concluded our trip to Stroller Hell. I mean Disneyland. But the heat and crazy ass crowds and lack of thrill rides aside, we had a really great time at the park. I had my fortune told by a talking lamp.
You wouldn't consider giving the old genie a full lamp massage, would you? Okay, the future. The future. Ah, yeah. You are going to become the biggest rock and roll star in all the kingdom. Matter of fact, in all the world, baby.
We had some tasty food and bought some souvenirs, and they gave us these free anniversary pins, which was pretty sweet. Plus, we had 2-day park hopper passes, and we really wanted to get an early start the next morning at California Adventure. So we decided to go back to the hotel, but we weren't gonna walk this time. That was too tiring, especially at the end of the day. So we actually got on the shuttle bus, which only cost a couple of dollars and dropped us off right in front of our hotel. So that was pretty nice and convenient. That night we wanted a fancy dinner, so we went to a Hawaiian fusion restaurant called Roy's and paid way too much for way too little food. Don't get me wrong, it tasted great, it's just the portions were kind of small for the price, and the waiter was kind of rude and kept interrupting me as I was trying to talk. But you know, it was fine, I guess. After dinner we went back to the hotel and passed out from exhaustion. So anyway, that's part 4 of my anniversary travel vlog. Be sure to subscribe so you'll be alerted when part 5 comes out, in which we'll be going to Disneyland's sister park, California Adventure, which I heard has been designed for bigger kids and people more like myself. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I release new videos every week. And until next time, keep being awesome. By the way, if this looks different, that's because I'm filming this on my cell phone. Just because it's you just kind of barely texted me and said, hey, you should do this. I don't really have a lot of time to set things up. So I'm gonna film this on my cell phone because I'm feeling lazy.